it's Barb Betts here, broker owner of the Betts Realty Group, and I am here today to give you a little buyer education tip. One of the questions we always get asked when buyers get close to opening escrow or when we sit down with them the first time is, what is a good faith deposit or an earnest money deposit? Why do I need it, and how much should I save for it? And this is really important education because if you don't know about this ahead of time and you sign a purchase agreement with a seller and you go to open escrow and you don't have the funds prepared, you could lose your transaction. So here's what a good faith deposit is. It's essentially money that you put into escrow, which is an independent third party. The money's held by escrow in a trust account, and it's essentially your walkaway money. It's the money that you're proving to the seller that if you violate the terms of the contract, you're willing to walk away from that amount of money because the seller could be eligible to keep that amount of money. Now, how much do we see? Typically, it's anywhere between 1% and 3% of the sales price. Very rarely will you ever be asked to do more than 3%, and frankly, I would never advise a client to do more than 3%, but that's a whole nother conversation. 1% to 3% of the sales price, so on a $600,000 home, it could be anywhere from $6,000 to $18,000. Now, honestly, on a $600,000 home, we would probably go in with about $7,500. Now, the seller and the seller's agent could counter you to increase that number. Again, this is a negotiable item. There is no right or wrong amount. What does this money do? It essentially sits at escrow. And at the end of the transaction, it is applied towards your down payment and your closing costs. So you don't lose this money. Here's how you can lose this money. If you go through the transaction and you remove all of your contingencies, your inspection, your appraisal, your loan, and any other protections that you wrote into the contract, and then you cancel, then you likely could lose your deposit to the seller. How do you protect your deposit? You make sure you're staying on top of your contingencies. So if your inspection doesn't go well and you can't come to terms with the seller on repairs, you can cancel, and hypothetically, you should be eligible to receive that deposit back. If your loan doesn't go through and you kept your loan contingency as a protection, which you should, you're likely to be able to get your deposit back. Now, all of these are case by case, and all of these are contract by contract and scenario to scenario. But what you do need to be prepared for is you have to have that good faith deposit, earnest money deposit, there's lots of different things agents call it, in escrow within 3 days after the contract is executed, and that includes the weekend. So if you execute a contract on a Friday, hypothetically, it's supposed to be in escrow by Monday. If you don't turn in that deposit in those 3 days, the seller can issue a notice to perform and cancel the transaction. So good faith deposit, make sure you've saved money for it. We'd love to be your trusted advisors in real estate. If you ever have any additional questions and would love more education like this, reach out to us. We'd love to help you. Until next time, have a great day.